Hello friends and welcome. Today I want to talk about something I saw in the qualifier, which was a different way to react to the off lane trying to drag the creep wave. And I saw Fada do it. Maybe other people have done it. This is the first time I noticed it. Maybe some of you already know about this, but since it was new to me, I thought this would be something interesting to share with the other support players. It gives us another option to react to this. Now, the way creep dragging usually works, before I show what he does, the enemy 4 usually grabs the creep wave somewhere around here. They try to drag it back here. You can just drag it in front of your tower if you want, or you drag it back here, and back here is preferable, in between the towers. And what this does is that it kind of guarantees them some farm. It makes it very difficult for the safe lane to contest this, because it's really, we're behind 2 towers here. So it's really scary for the dire safe lane to come back here. Maybe the position 5 can do it, depending who they are, but a lot of the times it's pretty scary to come back here. So that's the ideal creep drag. Now there are some responses to that have already existed, and you probably already know about them. If you see them do it right away, you can be here, try to aggro the small camp, the hard camp to it. But sometimes you're in the lane like Fada is. So here they are playing the lane, he's trying to harass the Tide Hunter, right? And then suddenly he notices on the minimap, hey wait, that Mirana is starting to drag the creep wave. Now, if he tries to walk over there now, it's too late. It's already past the small camp, and the hard camp didn't spawn because it was blocked. So he comes up, and he aggroes this creep wave, and he's just going to drag it over. He's just going to have the creep's lane here in the jungle. And now you pretty much still have normal laning. Obviously, it's not normal to usually lane over here, but this is much better for him than trying to contest over here, which is really scary because the carry is usually stuck over here, and usually this ends up being very good for the off lane. We're not going to talk specifically about why you creep drag. That's kind of a different topic, but usually they do it because they don't want normal laning. They're not happy with it. So by doing this, Fada is going to guarantee that these 2 creep waves are going to kill each other here, and then the next creep waves, the ones that spawn at 130, they're just going to meet here like normal, and we're going to continue normal laning. If this creep drag had just continued, right now, Skeeter would have to deal with this current creep wave, probably under his tower, or he drags it around to this tower, behind the tower, and kind of replicates this, which at a pro level, I'm sure they could do. In your pubs, carries typically just let it come under the tower and they fight it. And this ends up pushing your lane because nothing deals with this creep wave. Whereas on the enemy side, this creep wave gets killed by this creep wave right here. And this effectively denies an entire creep wave from the safe lane, where the off lane, it just doesn't happen to them. They get the full XP of everything. So that's one of the benefits of creep dragging that is now negated by doing this. Now you get to contest this lane very safely. You know, the offlaner can come over here, but Abaddon's pretty safe. Look, he's even high-fiving because he's like, yeah, Soxo, you like what I did there? I stopped your creep drag. And he's very pleased with himself right now. So now you see these next creep waves, they're just going to meet here. And once this creep wave's done, or you can drag them over, we're laning like normal again. We spent that weird like 30 seconds over here in the jungle for a bit, but we've ended up in the same spot, and they're happy with this because they're doing fine for themselves over here. We see Luna is 7 and 4, Tide not having the best time here, and that's why this creep drag was trying to happen. It's like, oh, let me get you a guaranteed creep wave, Tide, and you can get it back here. There's no way they can test you here. But due to what Fada did, this that just didn't happen, right? The normal laning continued. Now, this is not limited to just the support. The carry can do it as well. So you see in the same game, one creep wave earlier in the opposite side, Snake King also trying to drag the creep wave. And what Naga Siren does is she meets this creep wave, which was supposed to meet this creep wave right here, and she goes, you know what, I still want these creep waves to meet. I'm going to drag it up here and play the lane out over here. And yeah, they could have kept dragging these 2 creeps back, but it's just not going to be the same. So even intercepting the back 2 creeps would have been fine. They decide, okay, you know what? That creep drag didn't work. Now we're just going to play the lane normally over here. It's in a different spot, but this is still better for the safe lane. They now have to adapt to it because both off lanes were trying to get something weird. And I don't know. It sounds so obvious now. Like, having seen it, it's like, oh yeah, why don't I just drag the creep wave to meet them? But I had just never thought of it. So I thought this was really cool, and it's definitely something I will try next time I see the enemy creep dragging. Now, I do think if you're in position already, like you know they're trying to drag the creep wave and you're over here, you can try to just kill them. And you can try to do the usual, like, oh, let me aggro the small camp over, let me aggro the hard camp over. But actually here you can see exactly why sometimes that won't work. Sometimes the camps are already blocked and those options aren't available. But the enemy creep wave will always be here. So this is always an option if either you or the carry is in position. You just quickly go up and meet. So the cool thing about this one, last time we saw Fada do it, he met the creep wave up here and dragged them over. But here we see it's still possible if Naga Siren reacts fast enough. She didn't let the creep wave get too far. I think that was like the bare end of when she could do it. The creeps were like just around here. She grabbed them, ran up, and they managed to catch the very last 2 creeps. So you can't wait too long. Like if the creeps are here, you can't suddenly leave the tower and drag them up. Plus that camp would already, the creeps would already be weak from the tower. You kind of preferably have to meet it further up so you have time to intercept them. Otherwise, you'll kind of miss it. And if you do miss it, the cool thing is you can just wait out here. So like, let's go back one more time to when Fada does this. So here, Fada, he made it to intercept. We saw he had to cut the tree, but he just made it in time. Let's pretend he caught the creep wave a little later, or maybe these creeps aggroed to the last remaining creep, so we couldn't pull them over in time. But then you still have a chance to aggro them over. Another option you have, which kind of existed before anyways, but usually you didn't intercept them here. It just kind of happened naturally over here. As the support, if you miss this creep wave, let's say it's down here already, you just drag it back here and you're just going to replicate what they're trying to do. He's going to drag this creep wave over here to deal with this creep wave spawning now. So you're going to take this creep wave, bring it here, and fight this creep wave. It's going to essentially deny one creep wave from both sides, so you're still even. This may not be ideal, especially if you are the stronger lane, because you want things to lane normally because you are getting more out of the typical exchange. And in this way, both sides are guaranteed one creep wave and denying the enemy side one creep wave. And if you're stronger, you don't want that. You don't want even trades. You want to be winning trades. So it's not the best, but it's certainly better than letting them deny a full creep wave and you just like watching them do it. And you're like, well, I guess we're just a creep wave behind now. So I really like this. I don't know. I haven't tested it myself because I just saw it today. So maybe there's more to it than just this video. Let's all test it a little bit, give it a shot. But I really like conceptually what it is. And I mean, if Fada's doing it, these guys, like everyone in this game is so good, right? So if they think it's worth doing, then I'm sure there's a lot of merit to it. So I'm going to give it a shot. Next time I notice my enemy dragging the creep wave, if I'm not ready, I'm going to meet the next creep wave. I'm going to try to intercept. And if that doesn't work, I will drag it back here and hold it. And then I'll tell the carry, like, come farm over here. You know, we'll continue from here. After both creep waves, like, kill each other in the respective, like, behind the tier 1s, the next creep waves will meet here again. And you'll be back to normal equilibrium. So give it a shot. Let me know if you already knew about this and I'm just behind. How come no one told me you could do this, guys? Come on, teach me some stuff. But if it was new, then I hope you learned something just like I did. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.